Hi everyone. If you're looking for some Japanese reading materials that are both interesting and engaging for learners of Japanese, then you're in the right place. So I'm Russell Sensei. I'm a high school Japanese teacher, and very quickly when I started teaching Japanese at high school, I ran into the problem that there were no real reading materials for my students at their level. There were example sentences and short conversations in the textbook, but nothing really to let them read longer pieces or to read things that would actually interest them. So that led to me creating this website, easyjapanesestories.com, and writing a few books, all just to give them some materials that they could read. So in this video, I'd like to give a broad description of the kind of resources I've created, and there'll be videos later talking about individual books and the specific features of those that I've put in there to help learners be successful when they're working on them. So these here are the various books I've written. I'm going to talk about them more individually in individual videos for each book, but I wanted to mention a couple of the key points that are true for all my books and for the Easy Japanese Stories website stories. So one thing that's really important to me is they all have complete glossaries. And by complete glossaries, I mean it includes every conjugation of every word that is used in the story. So it's really easy, even if a student's having trouble recognizing the past tense of a verb or something like that, they can find everything in the glossary. So that was really important to me. The other really important thing was to keep the number of unique words down, because even if they can look them up and understand it in the glossary, if they're looking up brand new words on every single page, they're not going to retain them. So by keeping the number of unique words down, it forces me also to reuse those words on future pages so they get lots of repetitions to the point that by the time they're done the book, they don't need to look them up anymore. So that was the other really key point. One thing that I've done a little bit differently depending on the book is how I've treated characters. There's a few different ways to introduce characters in Japanese, and as there's no real standard for these types of books yet, I didn't have any guidelines to go by. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I've made the characters accessible in each individual book video. I also try to supply any resources that I think could be helpful for my classes or for other Japanese teachers' classes. So for example, all of the audiobooks and all of the novels and all of the stories on the website have audiobooks available as well. I don't recommend it for someone that has a teacher, but they also have English translations available. So if you don't have a Japanese teacher available to answer if you have questions, there is a full English translation available for each book as well. The last thing I'd like to mention before we end this intro video is that I know different teachers have different ideas of how and when to introduce different concepts, whether it's the timing of introducing the multiple alphabets of Japanese, or when to introduce certain words, or whether they're starting with casual or polite form. It can vary a lot by different teachers. So I've done my books kind of based on the books that I would like to have for my Japanese program. But I am open to creating custom orders of the books if you're looking for a bulk order that would fit your Japanese program. So please contact me if you think my book is close to what you need but needs a little bit of a change. I'm happy to work with you to do that. I'd really like to get more students reading in Japanese as much as possible. So hopefully this video has given you a general idea of kind of what it is that I do and what kind of resources that there are. Hopefully you haven't been too distracted by the crooked glasses that I didn't notice until I actually started recording this. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can get notified when I post the individual videos for each book, and so I can get that warm and fuzzy feeling inside that you get from knowing complete strangers like you. Thanks everyone, and I hope you stick around for more videos.